Hi guys, we're back. Been away for a few days, but we're back.
We have. Our schedule's kind of been on a different schedule, but it's okay. I got sick. So we actually have a real announcement. Take it home, Sarah.
You might have heard if you follow us on Instagram, but we officially got a podcast. Because we like to talk. She loves to talk.
You do.
I do.
I have to cut all her stories out of the episodes.
That's
Yeah.
true.
So we started a podcast, and I will say that our first episode is up. I will link it down below. It is available on Spotify. It's available on Anchor. Is hosting it. So look out for more places to find it. But that's where you can find it now.
Yeah, and in the podcast we talk about a lot of different things. Things that you guys want to hear us talk about, like our sexuality, coming out stories,
More long form.
Yeah, like more story times and more just personal things.
Yeah.
Just to get to know us on a more personal level.
Yeah.
And to hear what crazy things we have to say.
Yeah, and kind of like, I don't even want to say our struggles, because I know people have had much harder, more struggles than we have overall, but just kind of our experiences, I suppose. And
show you how relatable we are.
Okay. Yeah, that's not relatable. But I just think it's a way for people to, if they feel like they already kind of know us, to get to know us even more.
Especially connect even more.
I mean, and I also think that talking about more personal things, about things we've talked about, experience, I just think more can come from it for us too. So
yes.
So look out for that.
Practice your speaking.
Exactly. I know. So our first episode is up. However, it's not the most refined episode. I will tell you that. We kind of just didn't know if it would actually go up, so we didn't. We're gonna get better.
It's just a kind of a first episode kind of thing.
And our recording equipment's getting better for the next episode, so look out for that. We don't know a schedule on that either. We'll update you guys. So that's our number one announcement.
Send in questions, comments, whatever you want us to talk about.
Definitely.
Not soccer related, whatever.
And we might do soccer related content too. I just think we just
mostly not.
Yeah, we're gonna start with more personal stories, but then we might transition into the soccer related content. There's no reason why we wouldn't necessarily eventually. So
yeah.
Okay, so that was our first announcement. Our second announcement is, I guess it's our only announcement.
The second?
Well, the second announcement, which isn't our announcement, is that soccer is back, everyone. NWSL is back.
Soccer is back.
They are calling it the Challenge Cup, I believe. I'll put a graphic on the side, but they're calling it the Challenge Cup.
Oh, and it'll be quite a challenge.
Yeah, and I know we talked about it in our last episode, video. One of them that it was possibly coming back. So it looks like everything's a go for it. It's going to start on June 28th, I believe, 27th, 28th, and it's going to run for a month. I'll put
a whole month.
Yeah, it's going to run for a whole month.
Okay.
And I'll put an article down below about kind of the specifics of it, but they're saying it's going to last a month, tournament style.
All 9 teams.
All 9 teams, but then they're going to whittle it down to the number 1 team. They said something about it's going to start with 9, then whoever qualifies are going to go to the 8-round teams. So there's going to be, they're kind of still figuring everything like that out.
Right.
So it's going to be all 9 teams. And I think the big question for a while was, are the national team girls going to want to play? Are they going to want to risk any type of, injury, or do they want to play if they feel safe? And
why is it only the national team?
The national team has different representation than the NWSL. Okay. So it's almost about, I think it's important for the U.S. national team just because they're kind of the face of soccer in the United States.
Right.
And people want to see them, even though you and I, we want to see them, but we love all the girls. I think more people who like soccer on like the surface level want to see the girls. So that's why it's such a big deal. But from what they're saying is, if the national team women don't want to play, there's no ramifications. But they're also saying if the NWSL girls don't want to play, there's no ramifications either. People can decide.
Okay. So they can choose?
Yeah, whether you're on the national team.
I think that's good.
Yeah. So whether you're on the national team or if you're not, there isn't ramifications.
Yeah.
And you still get paid. Whether or not you're on the national team or on NWSL, you'll still get paid.
But you still get paid even if you don't play?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Based on the article.
I'm going to not play and get paid.
Based on the article that I was reading. So, but the question is, who's going to play? I already think Megan Rapinoe's not playing at all because she's hosting the ESPYs with Stu Bird on the 21st. So I think she's completely out. I think that, I don't know about Ashlyn Harris. She had the comment on her Instagram. And
her and Allie will play.
So if she's out, Allie's out. That's just the way I would think it would work being a married couple. Maybe not. Who knows? But I would think there's a good possibility, because there's actually an interview with Julie Foudy who said she's already got confirmation. A handful of players are 100% knows already.
Did she give details?
No, not really. Just said she knows 100%. There's a few players that are 100% no. Alex Morgan obviously is not playing 100%.
Yeah, she has a baby.
She has a baby. But the players who were, let's see, anyone else would think, not right now that we've gotten confirmation.
Well, I've been seeing players' Instagrams and they're like, I'm excited to be back.
Okay.
Ready to play.
So the players that I think are definitely playing, Abby Dahlkemper, she posted a picture on her Instagram saying back. She's coming back. Sammy Mewey, she had interview. Somehow she was saying they're ready to be back. Either it was an interview, or it was an article I was reading.
Right.
She's coming back. I think the gals on the Courage, if you're a national team player on the Courage, I think you're playing if you're on the Courage.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like they want to win, and apparently their coach can rally them to say, "Hey, I think this will be good." But then again, not to feel pressure that you have to, because Jess McDonald's is on the Courage, but she's a baby, so you have to wait.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this whole thing. I don't know. I just think everyone's rushing back to get back to normal life and like sports. It's like, okay, just a little bit more of the sports. Like, no offense to sports. Like, you gotta be healthy and.
But what about the girls who want to play? Like, I even saw Christy Mew. It's her thing. She said, "I'm back. I want to play. I want to play."
No, yeah, die for soccer. That's fine. No, I'm just kidding.
That's me, Carly Lloyd. She's gonna freaking die for.
She's on her deathbed. Yeah. It's okay. I can play. We'll be in the next round, coach.
She will die for sport. I see it. So
yeah,
those players who want.
I think that's good that they're not forced. That
I don't think they should be pressured into playing if they don't feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And I hope the population isn't shaming them for playing or for not playing. They have to make their individual choices.
Right.
They're doing, like we talked about before, it's going to be no spectators. It's going to be no crowds. They're going to take all precautions. And if someone does test positive, they're going to work out they're going to make sure that doesn't spread.
I've already infected half the team.
I know.
Whatever.
What do you think Krashlyn and Tobin are going to play?
I don't know.
I know. Like,
I feel like no.
No.
But then I don't know.
So what do you guys think? Do you guys think it's a good plan? Yeah, just like what we said. What is your thoughts? A lot of people in the last video said that they thought that it was kind of split. Half and half people thought they were ready to come back for summer, and half said no, it's not worth it. So it actually was pretty split when we kind of asked last video. But
I'm kind of on no, it's not worth it.
Yeah, and I'm kind of like, if people want to play and all precautions are taken, as long as people aren't forced to play, that. You know, someone.
I'm still about that quarantine life.
Yeah, she is. She's taking it very seriously.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you guys think? What we're gonna do today? So it's kind of transition. We're actually gonna do an Allie and Ashlyn video, even though we're just talking about them. Like I said, I don't think they're gonna play. So they did an interview with Instagram Live for Tiffany. So they
Tiffany and Company. Tiffany, like Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Yeah, like jewelry. Yeah, exactly.
Good movie.
They were doing a sponsored like post. You know, it was cute though, but they gave us some cute moments. So we're gonna watch these cute moments. There's one that's actually really funny, and the other one, it's mainly them just talking about quarantine life. There's a part where they work out. We're just gonna react to like 3 of these clips. Okay. So this clip is just talking about their quarantine life. How's it been going for them? Because we've talked about that a lot for us too. So okay, and here we go. Okay.
I've been wondering how we're doing during this quarantine, which has been super challenging. I know for everyone out there.
Someone
it
asked
hasn't
about
been
Nice.
an easy time, but I think we're just gonna head into how we're keeping like our romance alive during such I guess heavy times. So I guess should I start? This is so awkward. I love it.
I know.
Yeah, I would say, when you're around someone as much as we've been around each other, I think what we've been doing such a good job of is like really good communication and like checking in.
Yeah, checking in.
And just seeing how we're feeling and being open and honest when we're having difficult days, or if we need space, and what that looks like, if we need to go for a walk or we just go kind of watch in separate rooms, and then we get excited again to see each other. I think that has been
I love that.
Incredible, just to it's hard to tell someone like, hey, I need space. Like, it's the hardest thing. You don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. So
if it's wifey,
she
it's fine.
has no problem doing that to me.
I'm like, see ya.
I think I have a little bit of a hard problem doing it. But I think we're just like having really cute date nights and
cooking for each other.
Yeah, I
think
came
that's
home
key.
like 3 nights ago, and she like had a dozen roses, and it was like Mother's Day, but like our little fur babies. So that was so cute, and I think just like
Happy
keeping
Dog Mom Day. That's what it was.
Yeah, keeping those little sporadic moments, keeping you on your toes,
if you will.
But yeah, we've been definitely like, we know what time all the phones have to go off at 8:30. We are
I was gonna say, grandparents.
So 8:30, we get on the couch with our puppies, and we know that's like time for HLN,
to kind of wind down.
A&E, and all of our favorite crime shows.
And for me, I kind of take the wind down a little too serious, like with a glass of wine.
She said it, not me.
That's okay. But I think we've been doing a pretty decent job of like keeping our romance alive, and just like, I think something that's really important that we should mention is having a routine. I really feel like, waking up.
We're gonna go to the second part of that clip, but let's talk about that first clip now. So that first clip is like really sweet. Like, they're, we say #relatable, but it's just like how I think most people are trying to just get through quarantine. Especially, I think when you don't have kids, I do think it's a different element. You can just focus each other on each other, which I like. But like they said, sometimes they do need their alone time, and they just say, okay, you go, your part of the house, you go to my part of the house. But then they say, as much as they're together, they're getting along great.
That's good. Yeah.
What do you think?
They reminded me of us.
Yeah, they do.
Like,
I wonder if it's like a lesbian couple thing.
Right. Like, 'cause sometimes a lot of our time is spent apart.
Yeah.
But
And we have a small apartment too, which is so funny.
So it's like she's literally a wall away. So it's not really that far.
Right.
But we visit each other every so often.
And I get excited.
You come bother me, I come bother you.
Yeah, I love it.
And we do have a show that we're watching together. Yeah. We have one show that we watch together.
Yes, we have one show.
Celebrity Worst Cooks in America.
Yep,
Bridget Everett. Sorry.
She's in love.
Her boobs. And I love her.
And, Allie and Ashlyn always work together, so they're really, they have the same job, they do interviews together. I mean,
they're like 24/7.
Yeah, and when they're playing on the football season, they're always, so they do have an element of always being together, even though she's a goalkeeper, so I don't know if they train together. But they, like they said, they come home, they do, and then the first year of marriage is always like the funnest, so, well, some people say the hardest, but us, it's the funnest, so.
Most fun. We're almost at 1 year.
Almost, like 2 weeks away.
We're not even gonna do anything exciting.
I know, we might have pizza.
YOLO, going crazy.
Pizza. So I think they're really cute, and I think that they seem so relatable.
Yeah.
Wanting, and being hard to say, hey, need your time, but I think it is funny. Probably because they work and they do a lot of interviews. The phone's off at 8:30. That is a little.
Yeah, like their routine. Okay, what's our routine? Because, like, our routine is so... Okay, so, like, I'm a morning person.
Yes, and I'm not.
You're a night owl. I go to bed at, like, 1:30 or 2.
Yeah, and I've been going to bed, like, at 6 a.m.
Yeah, and so she sleeps in. I get up early, and I, like...
She has her alone time, practically.
Yeah, I have my alone time, do the dishes, get a little, work done, whatever I'm doing, writing, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I always go and bother her. I always try to wake her up.
Yeah.
But of course, she sleeps through it.
She gives me the news of the day.
I do.
Yeah, whatever the news of the day happens to be. The nice part about it is I do think it's nice to have a little bit of alone time. I do think that's actually really nice.
Yeah.
Because
they seem like they hang out, like they watch shows together and stuff. They like watch TV and the couch and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my boo.
Okay. But then they feel like they do a lot of things separate but the same at the same time, so.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they eat dinner together. We rarely eat dinner, but we're starting to eat dinner together more, I think.
Yes, we had like 3 meals in a row, 3 nights in a row where we ate dinner. I cooked for her.
She did. And I speak too fast, too. That's one of my other problems. Okay, so this next clip is going to be kind of a continuation of that clip. That clip was just really long. I think Ashlyn's going to talk about, this is kind of more about quarantine life. And
that core life, though.
Okay, and here we go.
We're making the bed, we're going to training, we're coming back, we're walking the dogs and just enjoying some time at home, getting interviews done and, meetings and things like that. And then towards the end of the day, we focus on like cooking dinner and having that time together.
Just really reconnecting. And we dress up, we put, all of a sudden Allie will come down, she's full face. And I'm like, honey, where you going? She's like, I just feel better. And I'm like, that's amazing. I'll be right back.
I have like a happy hour Zoom with like my friends from home every Thursday, and that's basically what it's for.
Yep. So.
And for you.
Yeah, of course.
And for you.
But yeah, we've been going on like bike rides and just like kind of exploring like the neighborhood. We just moved into a new neighborhood, so we go check out the local parks and kind of see what type of people are around here and what neighborhood we're in. And it's been like really nice just to connect with the neighbors and wave to people and just feel a little human in such a weird time. So I feel we've done a really, really good job, and we've definitely been tested. And
it's been hard though. Like there's hard moments.
Stomped up the stairs.
Oh my gosh!
Times.
Yeah, those are moments for sure. But it's been hard, and it's hard for us, and I know it's hard for each and every one of you because it's just kind of a new way of life right now, and we have to kind of navigate it to a point where we don't know when it'll be any different. I don't want to say back to normal because I don't know if we necessarily want to go there. We just want things to change and be able to interact with people and our friends and teammates and coworkers and family, more importantly. So we just got to find little things here and there to stay connected. I think that's when we get the most energy is talking to our friends and family and being able to communicate with them and making sure everyone's okay and kind of have that type of normalcy day to day. And then
I think the biggest thing for both of us and the best advice like I can give to any of you guys out there during this time is like just give yourself grace. Like I have like crazy moments and hard moments and sad moments and happy moments, and I'm trying to be like grateful throughout all of this and how I can give back and help people who are kind of
it's hard,
really struggling at this time. But I just try to give myself as much grace as possible.
You feel guilty,
because
I think, if you don't
start to just like go out of my mind, and I know I'm doing like the best I can right now, and that.
So that, what they talk about there, I think that's interesting. It's kind of like what we were talking about before. I think what they're talking about there, again, it's just important. Like how, but they said they get in their fights. Ashlyn went upstairs stomping one day. You and I had a couple fights, not hugies, but like one every 2 weeks we have a good size one.
Yeah, it's like WWE.
I know. And then we say sorry, but they're going through that too. Also, I think the one thing that I think is unique for Sarah and I, though, people say connecting with their friends and family is what kind of keeps them grounded. That's kind of what keeps us crazy. It's too much connection to our family.
We've been avoiding those calls now.
That's like how a lot of people, I think, in quarantine missing their family and stuff. Sarah and I have, one of the reasons is we do live far away, but that's one of the reasons why we also connect, because
we escaped.
Our relationships with our families are just draining sometimes. So being with each other and not having...
There's very needy people in our lives.
Yes.
It's like, okay, calm down.
Yes.
Calm it down.
And so that's one thing that Sarah and I almost like. That's one of the reasons I think you and I are kind of made for this life, is because those kind of things don't bother us if we can't see friends and family, and we don't live close to anyone. So, but I thought that was interesting too. But she says she comes home down with a full face of makeup on, and Ashlyn's like, "Okay, so you look hot, but now I'm feeling kind of."
I've been enjoying not wearing like any makeup.
The only time we really put makeup on is when we film, or I do. So
yeah, and I don't even I put face makeup on, but not even I curl my eyelashes.
Yeah, even though she doesn't really need
to. But I'm too lazy to do anything else.
You don't need it.
And I know a lot of these people, they're used to keeping busy, actually doing stuff like training.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Soccer stuff.
That's a good point.
And so when they have time, because I am always busy. Because I write and I have books to read and stuff. So I'm always super busy.
Yeah.
And if I'm not doing that, if I'm binging Winona Earp on Netflix, I'm on season 2 now. If I'm doing that, I feel oh my god, I have to be doing something. I have to be working on a story. I have to be editing something. And that is making me crazy. So yesterday, literally, I binged Winona Earp the entire day. I was like, that's okay to just have a day where you just do nothing.
Right.
And,
right.
It keeps me sane.
Good. Yeah, they're always busy. So that kind of slow down. I hear a lot of people who are always busy kind of having that same thing. That slow down of schedules, really. But I love that. Okay. So the next clip is going to be pretty short. Actually, there's only 2 more clips. They asked about their first date, and then it kind of got a little awkward for a second.
Oh.
And then Allie said something in the middle. She goes, "I could have been at work," but just to see their interaction was kind of funny. So, when was their first date? And I don't think this was the real answer. I just think this is what they started to say because maybe they didn't want to incriminate themselves during like a soccer camp. Okay. And here we go.
First date and kiss moment.
First kiss and first date.
I shouldn't have picked
No,
this
I know
one.
some, but I don't think we should say that.
I know. Oh, we
It
were
might have
just
been at
like,
work.
oh yeah,
Okay.
we were just this was this beautiful walk on the beach.
Yeah, we could just
Some,
say that.
remote place.
Yeah,
Wasn't at work.
and I think I went for it.
Oh, you sure did. She sure did. She was throwing herself at me from the
No,
back.
no, that's a lie.
Please keep
That's
it
a lie.
classy.
What did you say to Hannah the first time we met?
Oh my gosh, no! I thought she was beautiful. I got lost in her eyes.
She does have pretty eyes.
Okay, next.
Cute question.
Great question.
Yeah, she said it. She said at the very beginning, maybe it was at work. She kind of slipped it in there. Yeah.
That's funny.
Like,
but is that a date? Or a first kiss?
I don't know. Maybe it was all in one.
Oh, maybe in the locker room.
Yeah. That's what they say. A lot of things
Happens
go
in the
down.
locker room, stays
Stays in the locker room. But now they're married, so the rest is history. And someone else in the comments said they thought Ali Krieger had, because we talked about eyes last.
Yeah.
And
I read that comment.
Someone said Ali Krieger's. I'm like, yeah, she really does. She has very inviting eyes. Like, some are like intense and some are like scary.
I'm a fan of bedroom eyes.
Bedroom eyes. Okay, so this next clip is, I don't actually know, but it's the last one. So let's watch it, and then here we go.
How do I take these off?
And here we go.
My favorite thing about this
favorite
quarantine,
thing.
which is
Which
really
isn't
hard to
favorite,
say
but-
anything good
Yeah.
that, like, it's hard to say, oh, my favorite thing, because this has been really hard. But honestly, I never am home. Like, we are
That's
never
what we were just
home.
talking about.
And to be able to be home and to feel not stressed and to be able to recenter and focus and not worry about the next flight out and the next laundry to switch out our bags
That's a
to
draining
go to the
life
next
that
city or
we live.
country. I
That's
feel
just
like
always
just
going.
being home,
Can't breathe. Can't
being
enjoy your home.
present and being with our dogs and like doing like normal day-to-day things that we never have time to do. Like, we're on this routine where we walk the dogs, we take them to the park, and we have never done that.
No.
And
Well, yeah, just at like random times.
yeah,
it's more of a routine.
It
now,
just
which is so nice.
feels nice to have the energy to cook dinner and to like watch a series together, because it's usually like you're on your own, I'm on my own
I'm
agenda.
on a plane here watching the show. She's
So we're like watching all of our favorite shows together, and it's just been so nice to be still and just really focus on family. And we just got married recently, so to
I
like
didn't hear.
Yeah.
actually this has been, I feel like this has tested every relationship, and this has given me like, wow, I can spend the rest of my life with you. If I can be stuck in a room and in a house with you for this long, like,
Especially your first
we didn't
meeting.
get through anything.
Yeah, I think that's a great answer.
Do you want to
agree.
follow that up, or are you totally
I also
agree?
just think that we've been able to sit down and like figure out what we really want to do and do things together more, like, go on other adventures and travel more. And like, I don't know, we've really been able to like sit and really think about what we kind of want to do next and what we think is really good for our lives and each other day to day.
Yeah, instead of just flying off the seat of our pants all the time.
Yeah.
I agree.
The funny thing is about that clip is traveling is like the last thing I would want to do.
Right now?
Right.
I mean,
And like, I'm
this time
so
or-
at all ever again.
No, this is what we say. Good thing we're the same.
Yeah.
We like get excited to travel, like so we live on the East Coast, and New England. There's lots of great places you can go.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, this is gonna be so excited. We're gonna do all these things.
Yeah.
And then we have to pack, and then that's horrible.
Yes.
And then
getting there is horrible.
getting there is we're like, oh god. But then afterwards, we're like, we're never traveling again.
Yeah.
We're like, it was fun.
Yeah, there's
but
like
was it worth it? Because
it's just
like,
so stressful.
Yeah,
everything about it. And like, there's usually like a 10% of the time we're like, this is great, I want to travel again. And then we kind of, once we come back, we're like, that was so stressful because
or having to plan everything. Like, I would love to take a trip where we just don't plan anything.
That's
we
one of the
just
reasons why
kind of just chill things, just like hang out by the beach or something.
That's one of the reasons why people like cruises. You just get on the cruise boat and then that's it. You're done.
Yeah, but then you're quarantined with people.
Yeah,
quarantined.
We're not into the cruise life either because of like infections on boats.
Of course.
Yeah. So, but going back to what they were saying that what kind of like what we're talking about. They're so fast paced life. They actually get a chance to hang out with the dogs, do their thing. Now they're what's important, and also what they talked about is if you can get through this quarantine with your wife, your husband, the love of your life, that means you're meant to be. If you can successfully get through this quarantine,
you can make it through anything.
You can make it through anything.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of like the takeaway too. We'll always talk about, this is testing people, like they said, and if you get through it and you love the person, and I think a lot of marriages might come out of this, and divorces. So there you go. What did you guys think about this interview? And I kind of cut all the part. They kept talking about like Tiffany, their Tiffany bracelets, their Tiffany this, but it was kind of cute. But check out the video interview. It really is cute. And talk to you guys later.